Well, welcome back to another YouTube video on M&M model railways. And as you can tell, we've got the train running around the perimeter of the track, as you can see there. What I'm going to be doing in this video is step 30 on our layout build. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using some water waves and making some water waves on my river. I'm going to do the first two sections there, and my purpose is to get the river done underneath this track, because I want to secure this track so I can build the road across it. You'll be able to see that here in just a little bit, as I'm going to lay the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And the first thing I'm going to do is unplug my power supply, and we'll get started here in a minute. So why don't you check out this message, and I'll see you soon. Well, as you can tell, I've lowered my camera down so you can see more of what I'm doing here. I've disconnected my power supply to the track, and I'm going to be pulling this all apart. So let's get started here. Let's move our, these are actually HO temporary crossings. I'm going to actually have a light crossing in there. Let's get our wooden bridges out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unsnap this section up here. Very careful not to mess anything up. That gives me the ability to unsnap this track from my main line here. I want to pull it at an angle. Now I'm just going to set this up here on this other side, keep it out of the way, and so that leaves me a clear shot to get inside my little river. So what I'm going to do is use a little brush, and I'm basically going to sweep out any imperfections that I can find. I got a couple of canoes that will be glued down after the waves and the water go down, but I want to get the figures in there. So I'm basically sweeping out any imperfections. Got some fishermen down here fishing on the shore. They can stay there because they're glued. One's glued to the rock and one's glued to the bank up on the top. So basically got that swept out. I'll blow that off. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using water waves, and I'm going to start dappling that water waves into the river. What I'm going to do, my friends, is I'm going to move you to my smaller tripod and my smaller camera, so you can actually see the effects of what I'm putting on. So we'll be back in a second as soon as we change the camera around. So basically what I'm going to do, start down here at the bottom, and you can see what my consist looks like. I'm going to start right here and just start dabbing this and make it thin as I can. This is going to dry clear. Then later on we'll put some water effects over it. Finding this is the first time that I've used this stuff, so I want this to look like it's standing still water. So the waves that come over the rocks, I want to build those up a little higher. water's hitting them rocks. Makes a little bit more sense when you start getting all the waves coming around here. And it helps to keep wiping off your applicator so you can see what's going on here. You want to cover up all the area with this water waves. Take into consideration where your head of your water's at. So you want to start down at the low end and work your way up. It's going to be not as heavy duty coming over the front of the rock that's coming out of the river there, because it would splash over the top of it and not so much clearing that area. So when it comes to this end of the rock, it would be splashing up on the rock. So let's put some waves that are coming up over it. I don't know how far this will go. We'll probably be able to do this part that I'm working on, and then the other part. And after this dries for 24 hours, if you want some more aggressive water waves, you can build them up after these waves dry. Now that looks like it's got some water actually moving in there. Let me move my camera a little bit so you can see more about what I'm working on here. The shadow here, this darker line, is a shadow that works up underneath our highway crossing bridge. So the water would be coming up a little bit more over this one because there's surface rock underneath the surface there. Just want to apply this to all of the water, because if you're doing waves, it's going to be more rapid than not having the waves. Just because you got a bridge coming over it, you need to do that area because it's going to be seen at an angle. So when you videotape it and take pictures, you just want to bring that up even more. And like I said, don't be afraid to clean off your applicator. Get around to a lot of those areas. This will be coming up over the top of, splashing off of there. And here we've got a waterfall that I'll be making after I get these waves on here. But the waterfall is going to kick up some of those waves as well, and I'll show you how we're going to apply waterfalls here after a while. But we're jumping up here, so we need to build some little waves that are crashing up over these rocks. Like I said, this is the first time I've actually used this product. And I'm liking what I'm seeing as far as the water waves go. I'm going to try to set you across there so you can see maybe a little bit more about what I'm doing there. Pull that back so you can see where I start at. So go as thin as you can. On the front part of the rocks, on the down part of the rocks. I like to use just the tip of that. I notice it works better. Just trying to swirl it around in there so it looks like there's waves coming. It helps you to be able to see a little bit better about what it looks like down in there. Get this not as agitated. Okay, I'm going to do this area. Careful of my fisherman right there. I don't want to mess up him. Just casting that line. You can see it up over his head right there. That's going to be bouncing up off of them rocks right there. This one's going to break it a little bit right here, but I still need to pull some of these waves up over those rocks. Put some waves coming off of that structure. This is my headgate area where the water's coming off of the river to feed that headgate. This guy's got hip waders on, and it's a good thing because he's going to get mighty wet, especially with these waves kicking up like this. I don't know how long he thinks he's going to be in there, but like I said, he's going to get mighty wet. Let's pull them water waves up into this headgate area too. We've got some heavy water coming up over these rocks. So let's put some waves jumping out of here. This guy's got a couple of them because they're splashing up, trying to work their way around that area. Give you an idea how much I've used to do this part. Can't do the whole river because I need more deep water pour for that third one coming from the top there. Probably noticed the camera bouncing there a little bit. I noticed too. Let's give some little waves coming off of this rock. This will just be dry swirls here. We have a bit of a headgate here, so I think the waves would be bouncing off of there as well. tell, I'm covering the whole river area. When you start putting the white water highlights on there, you'll see it coming to life a lot better than this. This is kind of a calmer area here. It's not coming down over the waterfalls, so I don't have to do it so agitated there. But here we're coming off these rocks again, so let's give them some waves bouncing up over that. I actually think I got enough wave material here to finish the river. I've only used probably not even half of this. Remember, cover up your whole smooth area. Just make it look like it's got some swirls coming around those rocks. And here we're going to have a splash coming up over the top of these rocks, so we're going to splash that. So water's going to splash off of that. I think, my friends, I'm liking this quite a bit here. Put some waves coming up over that rock. We got more rapid waters coming around it. I think, my friends, that's a wrap on putting water waves in there. Let's take a look at how it looks from overhead. Now you can tell that it's got some waves going on it. I think that looks pretty cool that way. Let's look at it going down the river. You can see that it's got a really nice roughness to it now. My friends, I'll try to close my video out with you looking at the train table, see what we're doing here. This is step 30. Come back in step 31 as we actually make the water falls, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you can get upcoming notifications every time we post a video. Thank you. This is Michael with M&M Model Railways.